Salutations, family. Welcome back to the Electric Leaf, where it is my goal to assist you in nourishing your mind, your body, and your chakras. I hope you all are doing well out there and feeling blessed. I have a very special message for you all today that I received from the Most High upon waking. But it was deep this morning. I actually had to write it down. It wasn't something that I could just come out and spit to you all, because I wanted to make sure I didn't miss anything that I was receiving. So I have 10 ways, 10 tips on how to deal with those who hate you. Now, these are not just haters, okay? These are actually people who are like non-character players. Now, in a video game, you have the player that you can control with your actual controller, okay? That will be you, okay? And there are also players in this game that are real players. They are controlling their avatar with the controller as well. But you have these non-player characters that are involved in they're involved in your test. They're involved in you getting to the next level. Not to say that they aren't real, so to speak, but not everyone on the earthly plane is serving the same highest God. They're not all serving the Most High God. Some are really truly in service of things that kill, steal, and destroy. Okay, so how we're going to identify these non-player characters. All right, so number one, their energy is identical to that of a person you've met before, okay? You've met this person or you've dealt with this energy at some other time in your life. So it's key, it's pertinent for you to be able to recognize patterns, okay? If you have been in a situation where you're like, oh, dang, this feels so familiar, this feels like deja vu, then you've got to recognize that you're in the middle of a test right now, all right? Another way to identify a non-player character is they are the ones that are giving you this deja vu. They're like the trigger that say, oh, okay, I recognize this. I recognize this. Okay. That's a non-character player. That's a person where if you're playing a video game, you see this non-character player come up and you're like, oh, okay, I remember that after this happens, then the attack, or then this happens, or I need to do this. All right. They will say things. Another tip of how to identify this person or these people or these energies is they will say things like, I just don't like that person. I don't know why I don't like them. I just don't. Now, chosen ones, you will have people in your life that you don't like or you don't want to interact with as well. But the difference is you will be able to tangibly identify situations or circumstances or experiences with that person that make you feel like you have to put up some type of energetic shield or energetic block when you're dealing with that person, okay? It's a difference, a huge difference. And if you're a chosen one, you know exactly what I'm talking about. All right. Chosen ones, you are an actual playing character in this story. All right. You will be able to clearly identify specific moments in life for why we don't like someone. And it usually is not like dislike per se, but that is where you're throwing up that guard. All right. You'll be able to identify when you're dealing with a test because of the way your soul and your spirit reacts, all right, in certain environments and situations. All right, so now on to these 10 tips, all right? How to interact with those who hate you. How to interact with those who hate you. All right. It's not that they necessarily hate you. It's just that they are part of your test. Just like when Jesus went to the wilderness, his purpose was to go to the wilderness to be tempted by the devil. All right. To be tempted. So to be tested so that he could see for himself, am I really who I say I am? You know, let me actually go into the playing field, the battlefield, and see if I am actually what I am, what I know I am. All right. So number one, the first tip in dealing with these people is to keep a record Keep a record, keep a record, keep a record. Write things down, keep a record of these specific interactions that you have with these people, all right? And that protects you on the earthly plane, because when they actually come for the fatal attack, you're going to want to have a record so that you can stand on it, so that you can protect yourself of things that have actually happened. It can't just be what I feel. You never say that I feel when you're fighting in the world, all right? You have to have tangible, written documentation of what has happened, okay? Number two, tip number two, be selectively permeable. Like the cells in the human body, be selectively permeable, all right? Choose the words and energies that you allow to penetrate your heart and your soul. Speak up for yourself, but speak up for yourself with respect and tact. Don't do or say anything that is going to make you downgrade yourself, downplay yourself, or disrespect yourself, or see a reflection of yourself that is not true, okay? So remember that all of this whole test is truly so that you can see who you are. It's not so you can expose someone else. It's really so that you can expose your light. All right. Tip number three. Step number three, it helps if you already have step number two established. Okay. Do not become like them. Okay. Do not become like them. Do not be the person or the type of person who is hating for nothing. You know, you begin to hate that person or that situation just because you don't like the way that it makes you feel. If you find yourself saying things like, I don't know why I like them, I just don't. That is a red flag to you that you are getting off of the trajectory that you need to be on in order to fulfill your mission as a chosen being, okay? Don't start behaving with passive aggressions just because you don't like your test, okay? Stay your race, all right? You'll know the non-player characters by this passive aggression that might take place, and sometimes it's just downright aggression. Do not allow that energy to become your energy. Recognize it and be the energy of love. Be the energy, be the change that you wish to see in this world, okay? Tip number 4, recognize the opportunity following the test, okay? Most big tests are followed by a big certification. Passing a big test usually gives you the right to identify yourself as an expert of some sort. We all know it. We all have these standardized tests that we have to take in order to call ourselves something. So to call ourselves a nurse, we have to pass a test. To gain these extra letters behind our names, we have to pass a test. To become a teacher, you have to pass a test, okay? You have school, and then you have the work, and then you have the test, okay? All right, and then you have to do things that continue to further your education and your knowledge as you go along in that practice. Okay, so know that this test has come not just to test you, but to also elevate you, so that now you become an expertise in this area of energy, in this area of life, okay? Tip number 5. This is a tricky one, and this is a major one. Do not get caught up in gossip, okay? Do not get caught up in gossip. Now, let me read. When you're not, it's tricky to not get caught up in gossip because you have to speak about the event, all right? Speaking about events that involve you and the non-player, the hater, is pertinent to creating an energetic record of protection to be accessed when the non-player makes their fatal attack, okay? This is like speaking about things that actually happen that involve you, not things that you notice about that other person that they've done and things like that. This is where it actually involves you. When something involves you and it's a situation that you need to discuss or you need to vent about, these are things that you actually need to discuss, that you actually need to talk about, because you don't want to harbor those things on the inside, because those things can actually start to spread like an energetic cancer in your body. Okay, so you do need to talk about it, but there's a way with tact and grace and respect and elegance that you can talk about it, okay? When speaking, stick to the actions of the person that involve you. Do not lose yourself in their physical appearance. Do not lose yourself in their negative behaviors, because their negative behaviors are subject to your opinion, okay? Do not lose yourself in or your focus on their house, their car, their jewelry, or the lack thereof. Those things are petty, and speaking about them drains you of your power and your credibility. Okay, so you want to really stick to the facts of things that are actually happening and taking place between you and that person, okay? That's very important. The gossip thing is a big thing. Now, one thing that my grandmother always told me that I have witnessed is that a dog that will carry a bone, a dog that will bring a bone, will carry a bone. So know that if somebody comes to you to talk about somebody, girl, did you see what they did today? Did you see you see what they had on? Look at them out there doing all this, blah, 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 blah. If they do that, if they bring it to you, believe me, they're talking about you and treating you the same exact way in your absence. So that's not a person that you can trust. In turn, in those moments, you need to shift the energy back to understanding how to communicate. Communicating is a real big deal. Learning how to communicate in a healthy way is a real big difference between gossiping and creating that energetic record of protection, okay? Now, tip number 6 is protect yourself. Protect yourself, okay? You remember in the Bible where God gave instructions for Aaron to wear this vest or this shield made of many different stones like amethyst and all these other protective stones. That is very important, but it's those stones are also like amplifiers of what you're already feeling. So be very mindful and very discerning in what stones you choose to wear. Okay, what stones you choose to wear. And also, stones are not enough sometimes when you have an energy that is on you, and their whole point is to destroy you. Stones are not enough. So God will speak to you, okay? God will speak to you if you speak to God, and God will give you very specific instructions on what to do, on what to carry, on something to keep on your person when you're in these environments and when you're around these people, okay? And when God does speak to you and tell you what to do, okay, it's going to come through your spiritual meditation, or it's going to come by way of a very trusted spiritual leader, okay, a very trusted spiritual advisor. Once you receive this bit of information, do not advertise it. Do not be like, child, you know they be doing blah, 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 and so I'm doing this. No, you don't do that, okay? God showed me that if you do that, that's just like announcing your house alarm code at the neighborhood watch meeting. Okay, you do not do that. You do not tell anybody what secret form of protection God has shown you to do or carry on your person, okay? All right, now number 7. This is an extension of tip number 6. Tell God about what is going on and ask for help. This is a huge part of protecting yourself. And not only is it a part of protecting yourself, but it's part of protecting the people around you. Because usually when you're under attack, it's because you're the leader. It's because you have been sent into a space or an environment where you are supposed to be helping someone or helping something or helping to release love and light into a place of hatred and darkness, okay? So of course the light is the one that's easiest to see in the darkness, and you're going to be under attack because the light shines the ability to see these negative energies. The light shines the truth, okay? And not every energy of darkness or the energies of darkness do not like for a light to be shining in a space where they have secrets and they have power that they shouldn't have, okay? So it's important for you to talk to God and be in constant, continual conversation energetically with God. And remember, God is giving me this right now. It's okay to cry, because your tears, they carry these memories, they carry words that you're unable to speak, that you don't even know how to bring into words. All you know is what you feel, okay, on an empathic level. And so because of that, it's okay to cry, because God catches these tears and God deciphers the energies that are within your tears. God sees the stories and God feels the feelings that you weren't able to express in a healthy way, or what you felt to be a healthy way, okay? All right, so tip number 8, behave with grace and mercy while interacting with the hater. All right, this is important. This is important. Sometimes you're the only God that these people will see. Understand what I'm saying when I say this. If you are a resource of the source, then you have to know that when you're interacting with some people, sometimes the hater is not really a non-player character. Sometimes they're just asleep. Sometimes they haven't awakened yet. And your light and your love helps to awaken them to their own truth, that they are too a chosen one. They just haven't yet known how to accept or receive that much power and that much strength and that much love. They don't know how to wield it. They don't know how to be it. They don't know how to self-illuminate yet. But you staying in your truth of love and respect and honor of the Most High God, this is going to help them, okay? Iron sharpens iron, all right? All right. So by doing this, by staying in the behavior of grace and mercy, it will help you to avoid the traps of distraction. All right, so that's very important. All right, so tip number 9, don't hate the hater. Just learn how to win the game, all right? Meaning focus less on others because you can't control them, and focus more on self because that's all you can control. Recognize your own reflection in the experience. What about your own energies? What about your own energies are secure, okay? What are your weaknesses that need to be strengthened? All right, this is a test. This is a test, but it's also an opportunity for you to become the greater version of you, okay? Know that when you won't know that you have a leaky roof until it rains, all right? So learn to appreciate the gift of the storm versus focusing on the absence of the sun. The sun will return, so just flow with the energies, all right? And so the last tip, tip number 10, keep your mind stayed on God, all right? Keep your mind on God. God will keep you in perfect peace when you keep your mind on God. Remember, you are a conduit of the Most High God. Your purpose is to allow God to flow through you. The hater becomes smaller and smaller the more you focus on your mission as a resource of the source. Y'all, I pray that these messages, that these tips help you out, and that you are not distracted by the enemy as you're out there staying on your mission, all right? As you're out there performing your God-given duties, as you're out there living in your God-given truth, all right? I hope these tips help you in the most loving and graceful way, all right? So, family, let me know. Did I miss anything? Is there anything you would like to add? Help us out, all right? So until next time, family, continue to vibrate love and vibrate well. Peace.